Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Gopi Jana Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Gaur Premanande Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parirachakara Stotra Sadasrimali His divine grace Abhay Charanarvinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parirachakara Stotra Sadasrimali His divine grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Hitai Gaur Premanande All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glorious Shri Srila Prabhupada Ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, everybody. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, Text 48. This chapter entitles Narada's teachings to Vasudeva. Text 48. Vairinayam nipuna sishupala paundra Salvadhyogati vilasa vilokananda Dhyananta akritata dhyana syavana sandho Nanasandho Tansamyamapura nukritya dhyayam punarkim Vairenayam niprataha sishupala paundra Shalvadhyogati vilasa vilokanandanaha Dhyananta akrita dhiya shanayana sandho Anasandho Tatra mama pura anukritya dhyayam punakim Vairenayam nripata sishupala paundra Shalvandriyogati vilasa vilokananda Dhanyanta akrita dhyada sanyana sandho Tansyamama pura nanukritya dhyam punakim. Please chant. Vairenayam niprata sishupala paundra Shalva jayogati vilasa vilokanandai Dhyayanta kritya dhina sayana sanando Tatsyamama pura anukritya dhiya punakim Vairenayam nripata sishupala paundra Shalvadhyogati vilasa vilokanandai Dhyayanta nakrita dhinanta sayana sandau Tasyamama pura anukritya dhiya punakim. Anybody like to chant? Vairenayam niprata sishupala paundra Shalvanandogati vilasa vilokanandai Dhyayanta nakrita dhiya sanando Tatsyamama pura anukritya dhiya punakim. Thank you very much. What word meaning? Vairena, with envy. Yam, whom Lord Krishna, Niprataha, kings Shishupala, Poundra, Shalva, Adaya, like Shishupala, Poundra, Shalva, etc. Gati, upon his movements. Vilasa, sporting. Vilokananda, glances. Adaya, and so forth. Dayananda, meditating. Akritaka, thus fixed. Daya, their minds. Shayana, in the activities of lying down. Asanada, sitting, and so on. Tansyama, sansamyam, a position on the same level with him. That is the position of the eternal spiritual world. Apo, they achieved. Anukratadiyam, for those whose minds are naturally attached in a favorable way. Punakim, what to speak of in comparison. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Inimical kings like Shishupala, Poundra and Salva were always thinking about Lord Krishna, even while they were lying down, sitting, or engaging in other activities. They enviously meditated upon the bodily movements of the Lord, His sporting pastimes, His loving glances upon His devotees, and the other attractive feature displayed by the Lord. Being thus always absorbed in Krishna, they achieved the spiritual liberation in the Lord's own abode. What then can be said of the benedictions offered to those who constantly fix their minds on the Lord Krishna in favorable loving mood? Purport. On the eve of a disappearance of Lord Krishna from this world, Vasudeva became filled with lamentation, thinking that he had not properly utilized the opportunity of the Lord's personal presence to become perfectly Krishna consciousness. However, Lord Narada assured Sri Vasudeva that the glories of Vasudeva and his good wife Devaki were chanted throughout the universe, because even the demigods worshipped the exalted status of Lord's own parents. Vasudeva was not only concerned about his own spiritual position, but also lamented for his Yadu dynasty, which had left the world in an apparently inauspicious way, being cursed by the great Brahmanas such as Narada and dying in fertile war. Although the members of the Yadu dynasty were personal associates of the Lord, their disappearance from the earth was apparently inauspicious, and therefore Vasudeva was concerned about their eventual destination. So Narada here assured Vasudeva that even the demons who opposed Krishna, such as Shishupala, Poundra and Salva, achieved the promotion to the Lord's own abode because of their constant absorption in thinking of Krishna. Therefore, what to speak of exalted members of the Yadu dynasty who actually loved Krishna more than anything? Anukrutyadiyam punah kim. Similarly, it is stated in the Garuda Purana, Ajnana sarvavaram vairyam samapudaksho yam papino api Shishupala surodayah muktim gatim smaran yatra vimutapadha ya samsaya param bhaktimam gnanam. Even foolish sinners like Shishupala and Duryodhana, who showered abuse upon the Lord, were cleansed of all sins simply by remembering the Lord Krishna. Somehow or the other, in their minds were absorbed in the Lord, and thus they attained liberation. What doubt then is there about the destination of those who are overwhelmed with devotional feelings for the Lord? Vasudeva was also feeling anxiety because on the one hand he was aware that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but at the same time he treated the Lord as his beloved son. In the relationship between the father and the son, sometimes the father must chastise the son and restricted him in various ways. In this way, Vasudeva was feeling that undoubtedly he had offended the Lord in his attempt to train the Lord Krishna as his son. However, the Lord Krishna is actually pleased when a pure devotee becomes absorbed in parental love for him and thus devotedly tries to care him just to loving parents care for a small child. Krishna reciprocates the intense devotional feelings of such devotees by actually appearing before them as a young boy and acting just like their son. As mentioned in this verse, the demons actually chastise Krishna with feelings of enmity. Nevertheless, such demons attain the liberation due to the absorption in Krishna. Therefore, what to speak of the destination of Vasudeva, who chastised Krishna due to his overwhelming parental love for him? The conclusion is that devotees of the Lord should never consider Vasudeva and Devaki to be ordinary conditioned souls. Their relationship with the Lord Krishna is completely on the transcendental platform of Vatsalya Rasa or parental love for the personality of Godhead. It has nothing to do with the parental love of this material world, which is based on the mood of sense gratification, since the parents see their children as object of material enjoyment. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulumitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Sarita Sri Vishakanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishavana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhaya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So, before entering this verse, I would just like to inform you the context of this verse. So, when Narada Muni was asked by Vasudeva, what is a pure devotional service? In that, he mentioned the story of Navayogendra King Nimi. Later on, when he explains that, Vasudeva asked the doubt because even in the presence of Krishna, there are so many people who didn't take advantage of Lord Krishna's presence, Lord Krishna's teachings, Lord Krishna's past times. There are so many people we see that Duryodhana, Shakuni, Shishupal, and they were always envious of him. So Vasudeva also got a doubt in his mind. Am I not familiar with the Krishna? If I am familiar breeds contamination. Correct? In that way, did I miss any opportunity serving Krishna? Or did I committed any mistakes by treating Krishna as my child? Did I committed any offend him? Because he has that concern. Due to that concern, this question was raised. When this question was raised, did I make any mistakes, or did I offended Lord Krishna, or did I treat him not well? Because he has seen that entire Edo dynasty was cursed by sages. Even though the Edo dynasty is so powerful, nobody can defeat. Even compared to the even demigods like higher planetary system, they cannot defeat the Edo dynasty's soldiers. That much powerful. So in that context, he was raising a question. In that question, Narada Muni answers this. Even demons like Shishupal, Shalva, Poundra, always thinking of Lord Krishna as their enemy. They achieved the liberation. And what to speak of you? Correct. So in this, interestingly, when Narada Muni was explaining the pure devotional service, he could have said, I wrote a book on Narada Bhakti Sutra. When Vasudeva asked question, he could have said, there is a book called, Narada Bhakti Sutra, just read that, or I will tell from that. No, he didn't tell that. He referred to the story. He referred to the incident where Navayogendras and King Nimi. Why? Because when a person is speaking about anything about philosophy, he should have a background evidence and at the same time strong foundation of the devotional service. Scriptures. He should quote the scriptures, not something whatever comes in his mind. Because when he quotes the scriptures, then only he can able to establish the dharma, establish the Bhagavat dharma. Because what will happen is it will become a mental speculation. So once there was a story, when incident happened, there was one speaker, one sannyasi, he was giving a Bhagavat course, Bhagavad Gita class or Bhagavatam class. Suddenly one person rises and he starts asking left and right questions. He is saying that you did like this, and you were like this. He will start abusing that sannyasi. And immediately what happened is that after hearing that words from the audience, everybody was shocked. Why is he speaking like this to sannyasi? So what happened? Then sannyasi, in response to his question, he told that, could anybody get him garland of Mahaprasad and give him sweets and offer him with a flower garland and give him auspicious prasadam or something very, very sacred? Everybody was shocked. Why it is so? Somebody is in the audience, he was abusing the speaker. Why you are doing, offering him garland and prasadam, everything? Because that sannyasi told, if a person is speaking on Bhagavatam, three things has to be more prominent. One is, he should glorify Krishna. Second, he should glorify the devotees of Krishna. Third is, he should tell his anarthas. So that person who is hearing, he will be changed, and person who is speaking, he will be changed. There are three personalities who were assembled in the Bhagavatam. Their consciousness, their purification happens. One who is speaker, and one who is hearer, one who asks the questions. So in this context, in this story, that sannyasi told, so I am glorifying the Supreme Lord, and I'm glorifying the devotees of the Supreme Lord, and I have forgotten my anarthas. So this person has reminded me. So that's why I'm able to offer him respect. Similarly, when Bhagavatam was speaking, Narada Muni he could have said that, there is a Bhakti Rasa, Narada's teachings I have taught, you can take it. But he did not say that. He said perfectly that there is another Nava Yogendras. Do you think Lord, Vasudeva didn't know about pure devotional service? He knows. Because he got Krishna as his son from 3 lifetimes. He knows who is Krishna. He knows what is pure devotional service. But still, in spite of that, he asked. Because that is the nectar. The more you take, the more you become thirsty. And the more it will become interested. That's why it says in Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, it is pure nectar where it will never become empty, or your mind will never say, okay, now stop it. Now, for example, we are in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. After 12th canto, we're going to stop it? No. We're going to start again first canto, second canto, third canto. So this bhakti is this devotional service. The topics related to the devotees and devotional service is Nava Rasa. Every day is new. Everything is new. Every discussion is new. So, even though Vasudeva knows what is pure devotional service, Narada Muni knows what is pure devotional service, still they are discussion. That's where Macchitta Mad Kata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantasya Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. The heart will become pacified. Then persons who is engaging in devotional service, he will become purified. And the more you hear, the more you become nourished. The more it will become enlightened. So, yes. So here, king like Shishupala, Paundraka, Salva are always thinking of Lord Krishna as his enmity. They got the liberation. You don't have to worry about your liberation. And you are the person who got Krishna as your child from 3 lifetimes. So, because Vasudeva strongly feels that, even though when you are being with Krishna, you may commit so many offenses. Just like we see in the many scriptures, like, for example, in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna also felt the same thing. In the 11th chapter, I guess, right? In the 11th chapter, Arjuna offers obeisances. He says that I've been so familiar, Sakha Cheta. I've been so familiar in your dealings. I've been so familiar with your dealing with your friendship mood. I may be disrespectful, and I may be committed many offenses. Please forgive me. Because he realizes that who he is dealing with. Even coming to the sadhaka's life, once we know who we are dealing with whom we are dealing with, then immediately we will become so humble. The problem is that right now what happens is that we are taking everything as a granted, and everything as okay, it comes a cheap way. That's why we are having as familiar dealings. Like one time, Srila Prabhupada told us in the assembly of Bhagavatam class, Srila Prabhupada told in the context how a devotee should be treated and what is the importance of devotee. Srila Prabhupada told, if you come to know whom you are sitting beside you, you will faint. Correct? Because we don't know who is the person sitting beside. He may be looking normal. He may be doing things which are very normal. And he may be doing dealings. We will be normal. But once you realize that this person is so and so, you will become faint. So it's better to know whom you are dealing with each other. So like that, Krishna, so when he was dealing with that, his parents, Vasudeva became conscious. And when he asked, Narada Muni give a reference of, the story of King Nimi and Navayogendras. Even when Krishna was asked, like for example, tomorrow is Ekadasi, all the Ekadasis you see that conversations between Krishna and Yudhishthir Maharaj. Correct? Most of them. When Krishna was asked, he will tell, he could have told, okay, this is so and so Ekadasi, this is how you should perform, and this is how you get benefit. But in each and every Ekadasi, Krishna was telling a story. There is always a so and so king, he has done such and such activity. Due to his activity, he was got into miserable condition. Then again, he was performed this Ekadasi. Then he got liberation. So anything that we are telling, there should be a prominent background and foundation of the scriptures. So here also Narada Muni says that, before that he says that the Navayogendra stories, then after that he comes to the what is pure devotional service. In the context of explaining what is pure devotional service, he explains that, you don't have to worry, because you already seen that entire Yadu dynasty was vanished. But still, person who is favorably thinking of the Lord, that will become a pure devotional service. One may question, persons who got liberation by inimical way of thinking of Krishna, can we also try that? It is easy, no? Instead of thinking favorable Krishna, I will also think enmity of Krishna. How I should also develop like Shishupal, Paundraka. They got liberation. They did not chant Hare Krishna mantra. They did not attend morning program. So and so they did not do any devotional service. What is the point when I do favorable? But the problem here is, before I tell anything you want to add in this, why we are, it's a question for all. Can we think of Krishna in an inimical way, envious way? Is that possible? Anybody can? This is Bhagavatam. The question is, can we think of Krishna in the following this parampara, demons parampara, like Shishupala, Paundraka, Shalva and Duryodhana? Is it not Anukulena Krishna Alusilanam? Same. Anybody can. So why it is not Anukula? They got liberation without doing anything. Putana. Yeah, he is saying that they are not favorable, and it is like they cannot be having like Putana and Mother Yashoda favorable. Yeah, that is also a good answer. Yeah, one way of is thinking is just like an example. We are not, as a conditioned soul, is not completely envious of Krishna, at the same time completely favorable to Krishna. Just like in India, we have an education system. After passing your school, there is a called intermediate. There is a before going to college, intermediate. So in terms, what is that called? In terms, you become an idiot. If you are not stick to the college, if you are not stick to the studies, so in terms we become idiot, because what is happening that is the stage where you can go to the higher class, or you can be degraded into the totally as a roadside idiots. So another thing is that one person, for example, if say suppose I am preparing sweet rice, I put all sweet, I'll put sugar, milk, rice, all the dry fruits and everything. If I add just one drop of cyanide, will you accept it? No. It is just like that. You are doing, thinking of Lord Krishna and serving Krishna and doing everything Krishna, but if you think that envious mood, then that will spoil the whole sweet rice. Just you adding a one drop of cyanide. We cannot offer to anybody. It is a very nice sweet rice made with original cow milk, sugar, organic sugar, dry fruits. But I just added one drop of cyanide. Then everything will come spoiled. So when you add cyanide, then whole thing become poison. Similarly, these people were thinking of Krishna, but in an inimical way, where it is not favorable. Anukulena Krishnanuselanam. These people are pratikulena. They are thinking against how I can kill the Lord, how I can destroy the Lord, and how I can control the Lord. That is their thinking. So in that context, they were, they got liberation. That's like in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in that song, Asura Sakala Paila Charana Bhakti Vinoda. So in that song, it is that all the demons have achieved liberation, except me. I'm lying in the material world. But he is the mood that he is expressed. When you are devotees of the Lord, favorably think of the Lord, you'll get so many things. But if you are unfavorably thinking of the Lord, it is becoming just like in the parampara of Shishupala and Paundraka Shalva. It is not favorable. Just like one college announces that whoever gets into admission to this college, even if you fail, you will get such and such opportunity in such and such company. You will get this much bonus, this much things, or so many things. And what do you think? If a student passed in that college, how much benefit is gonna get, in that college? Similarly, here we got an understanding that, so to make clear Vasudeva doubts in his mind, so Narada Muni explains this verse. Inimical kings like Shishupala, Paundraka and Shalva were always thinking of Lord Krishna. Even while they were lying down, sitting or engaging in other activities, they enviously meditate upon the bodily movements of the Lord. Okay, that is the inimical thinking. And people who are lovingly devotional service, doing devotional service, with knowing who Krishna is, being always absorbed in Krishna, they achieved Goloka Vrindavan in favorable situation, not in unfavorable situation. But at the same time, Vasudeva, though he got the Krishna as his son for the 3 lifetimes, not 1 lifetime, 3 lifetimes. Imagine Krishna is making your son 3 lifetimes. It is not just like a 1-day parent or 1 lifetime parent, 3 lifetime parents. But still he is so conscious that he is asking, That's why we may think that, I did not get Krishna as my son, I did not get as is my friend, I did not get his, Krishna as my uncle or auntie, but how can I get? So even the people who are got parents as a child as a Krishna, they are very careful, and as a sadhakas, as a devotees of the Lord, as in general in this public, we should be so much conscious. We cannot say the Krishna did not got my son. We can say the Krishna is always there with us. Kali Kale Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. He is always there in the form of name. He is always there in the Bhagavatam. When Krishna disappeared from this world, he appeared in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. There are again two Bhagavatams. One is person Bhagavatam, second is book Bhagavatam. When you approach a person Bhagavatam, he will tell you how to practically apply these things. One may say that this Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita says, Sarva dharman parityatya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva bhebhyo moksheshyami ma sucha. This sloka doesn't apply to me. I'm working, I'm taking care of my family, or I'm doing business. Now Krishna is lying here, or Krishna is speaking something impractical, which is not practical for all. No, Krishna is not lying here. Krishna is not impractical, he is practical. Because whereas you see Arjuna is not a full-time devotee. He is warrior, he has family, he has children. But he has not attached to his work. Not to become attached to the work and to think always, I am the not doer. And while doing any work, you should always chant the holy name of the Lord. When you do these three things, you will not become entangled in this world. That's what in Bhagavad Gita says. Don't think that you are the doer. And don't think that you are the fully owner for your results. And while doing any work, you should always think of me. Mam anusmarana yuddhacha. That's why he quote that verse. Arjuna there is not chanting or is not doing any kind of a devotional service, deity worship or cooking. But Krishna told them, while you are doing any work, any action, if you forgot to think of me, then that work will become entangled. And you think that I am the doer. When you think I am the doer, then you have to face the consequences of reactions and actions for that work. Then we will become attached to the work. So Arjuna was attached to his work because he is thinking, okay, I'll fight and I will kill all the people. There is not a big deal. It's not that Krishna has to tell Bhagavad Gita to do his duty, because in the Mahabharata there was one incident where Arjuna has to face the entire Kuru dynasty. In that he could have easily killed all of them, but he did not do it. Now also is the same person, but what is happening is that Krishna wants to tell Bhagavad Gita. Krishna gave the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita so that we can benefit and so that everybody, coming generation, can benefit. So that's why we should, any activity which we are doing, we should not think that we are the doer. Krishna is the doer, and Krishna gave the ability. We should not claim everything, the result of our action. While engaging any activity, think of the Lord. How can we think of the Lord? By chanting the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So even Arjuna was doing his activity. He felt the guilt about, did I become a familiar? So that's why he is very conscious. So at that time he offered obeisances, and he said that I am offering obeisances front, back, all the sides. So when he realized at that moment, you understand, he saw the universal form of Krishna, Virat Rupa. He became nervous, and his bodily hairs were standing on the end. And he realizes, is he the person I am dealing with? Is he person that I have been familiar all my life? We were eating same plate, lying on the same bed. Oh my God. Then he offers obeisance. Then he says that, and then he cries and he said, oh Krishna, please, behold, I cannot see of this universal form. Then he showed 4-hand forms. Then he showed 2-hand forms. Then he realizes who Krishna is. So in our day-to-day devotional service, as a sadhakas, as a general, when at the moment that we realize who we are dealing with, what is this Bhagavatam, At that moment, Krishna consciousness is full nourishment you'll get. Till that time, okay, it is going goody in Hindi says. It's like, okay, just like a tick mark, okay, doing things, okay, with unconsciously. But once Krishna makes you realize who he is, just like chanting the holy name, it is like a simple mantra, but when you chant with an intense mood and when you chant with an attentive mood, and suddenly you'll get the mantra attached to your mind, at that time you'll feel so nourished and so enlightened. Is this mantra I am chanting every day? That much. That is only causeless mercy of the Lord and Acharyas. So in that moment you realize, then you understand, oh my God, this is very, then you realize I have wasted all my time. That's why in that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that in that song, he says that, what is that song? He says that I have wasted my time day in and day out. So in that song, he said that I have wasted my time day and night, because he realizes that. But process is longer, but at the same time this process is sure. So you have to realize that it will takes you maybe one lifetime or many lifetime or one moment. Just like that king, he realizes he has only 1 minute, 1 moment, and immediately he says that I want to become Krishna consciousness. How can I become Krishna conscious? In 1 minute he got Krishna consciousness. What is that? The king who was fighting for the Katwang Maharaj. So he was fighting, and at the same time he realizes only 1 minute. So he realizes that. So for that we have to be dhairya, patiently performing all the limbs of devotional service. It is not just like a jerk. One may think that as soon as I put the seed, it immediately should become fruit. No, it doesn't happen like that. Rome was not built in one day. So we have to have patience, and at the same time we should not be dealing with with the easy going, and also very, very consciously we should do. And then you get the feeling of person whom you are dealing with. Krishna, holy name, Bhagavatam, scriptures. So therefore, Narada says, what to speak of exalted members like Yadu dynasty who were actually loved with Krishna more than anything. Similarly, this is in the Garuda Purana. It says like, even Shishupala, the same thing is repeated here. Some or the other minds absorbed in Lord, thus they attain liberation. What is the doubt? See, Narada Muni is giving you assurance again and again. So don't have any doubts in your mind and be sure. Similarly, we should not have doubts in mind, oh, this Krishna consciousness works, or is there Goloka Vrindavan, or is there any place where I can live happily ever after my life after this, or this Hare Krishna mantra is not working, or this Bhagavatam is not working, or devotees are not helping. We should not have those doubts. When a person will get doubts, when he sees that the anarthas are still there and it is not going and still continuing after year, at that time the doubts will come. Still I am not having taste. Still I am having taste for hearing Bhagavatam. Still I am not having taste for serving devotees or serving the Maharajas or great lazy persons. But if you have that still feeling, then what do you want to do? This medicine is the same. Keep serving. Just like taste for the holy name. What is the remedy? You chant more. Just like a sugarcane juice for a person who got jaundice. Sugarcane juice it's like so bitter. He doesn't like that. It is fault of sugarcane juice, or it is fault of person who is taking. Person who is taking, correct? If he gave up drinking sugarcane juice, what will happen? He will become more diseased. Similarly, if we are not having a taste for the holy name, let's say chant more, do service more, and read more. Eventually, it will become. It's not Krishna is not like a psycho. He sees how much you are suffering. He understands your mood. He wants to get completely manasa deho geho jo kishumur. You should surrender your mind, body, soul, everything. It's not like a cheap things. You will not get easily benediction. Just like you pray something, you will get it. Okay, that's done. No, Krishna wants to surrender everything. Krishna knows what you are hiding. Till you surrender that thing which you are hiding, till that point he keep on pushing you. And he keep on, the Maya is always, behind us. Maya, once some devotee said, Maya will never get tired of testing you. Each day will give you a new question paper. You have to answer that. So, Maya is also indirectly helping us towards Krishna. But we think that, it is bothering. Yes, because you have that desire, that's why Maya is presenting you that desire. Just like, I'll end with this one. When you, for example, in YouTube or in Instagram, whatever you're watching, at the end, whatever you stop with that, next thing it will come the same thing. Because you have that desire, you are watching. If you watch any video, any clip for more than 3 minutes, the next video will come to related to that video. The next video will come to related to that context. Similarly, it is up to you what you watch. If you are watching something like that, then you are getting the same reels or same videos. Okay, so we'll stop here. 8:23. Any questions or comments? Mike.
So Maya may give a new question paper every day, but we may not be prepared every day.
Yeah.
So how do we cross our Maya's test in a day in and day out basis?
Yeah. The question is that how do we pass the Maya's test? Because every day Maya gives a new question paper. Yes. I mean, this question, I'm not beyond that. I'm also struggling same boat. We are all in the same boat. First thing is that is in the nectar of instruction, dadati pratigrahanati guhyam akhyati prashyati bhunkte bhujayet deva satvidam priti lakshanam. Of course, we have to reveal our mind to the devotees and in a confidential manner what are the anarthas you have, and to reveal, if to whom you are revealing, he should be very trustworthy. And at the same, because nowadays in the social media, if I reveal, I have so much lust, and next day you put on Facebook, there's a danger, and we will become vulnerable. It is not good. But at the same time, we have to trust the devotee, and you should observe him, how his dealings are. You should observe him in day to day, in day out life. What is his lifestyle? Then you reveal him. Then you become enlightened. He may say, "Oh, you are struggling with this anarthas. I have this answer. Oh, I am also struggling with some anarthas. You may have some answer." In unit, it's just like the saying that when you are united, nobody can break. When you are single, easy to break. Correct? When you have sticks which are collected, you must have known this story. When a kid is given one stick, he will easily break it. When so many sticks are bound up with a rope, ask him to break, he will not break. So similarly, what we have to do is, as a staying together, the family prays together, stays together. So we should all pray for each other, and at the same time we will stay together, and we will be able to overcome Maya. Not 100%, at least we could able to cope up with Maya. Just like Srila Prabhupada was asked one devotee, "Prabhupada, I see that every day you are praying." He said that I am praying that I should not become victim of Maya. And in next day, Prabhupada says that I am over Maya. How can you understand that? Because Prabhupada is every day he is praying that I should not fall for the Maya. But at the same time, he was confident. Then he spoke in the class that Maya cannot touch me, Maya cannot bewilder me, because he was praying. That's why we have to pray every time. That's why consciously doing things is called Krishna consciousness. When your unconsciousness is doing, it doesn't have, it will have an impact, but at the same time, it does not have any impact on which it requires. Just like chanting. When you can chant anyhow, anytime, in any place. You can chant while sleeping. Say that, Sakshimala. Just it's a pulling of Sakshimala. You can, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, now the beat will come to the end, some or the other. You'll pull that. But it does not have any impression on our mind, on our consciousness. In that way, chant and hearing Bhagavatam class, you can just play any lecture on YouTube and just go to sleep. When lecture over, you will also awake. And Bhagavatam done. Reading, this is very, very good thing. When you open the book and read, especially creation, canto, fifth canto, or different planetary system, just after one para, immediately you'll get sleep. Haribol. So, in that, what is happening is that you got a sadhana chest and you're just putting tick mark there. But nothing is happening. But at the same time, we are not here to do just checklist. And if you do checklist kind of thing, then it will your sheet will be filled, but your consciousness is empty, your mind is empty. Then again, what is happening with us? Struggling with anarthas. Then second stage is that, I'm chanting so many years, no anarthas gone. I think I have to do something else. That will come. So in that way, slowly you deviate from that path. Because, and at the same, another thing will also happen. So struggling for anarthas, nothing's happening. We cannot live with these anarthas at the end of the day. These anarthas will not make you happy. These anarthas not make you pleased. For example, lust, greed, and envy. Envy, especially envy, is the top. If we are having some, this person is giving nice class, he is doing nice kirtan, and if you are envy, you cannot get sleep also in the night. How can he beat him? I will learn new tunes, I will do this thing. I'm just saying example. I don't think I am beyond that. I am also same category. And that's why this Bhagavatam discussion of scriptures, this will help us to overcome. So that I hope I gave an elaborate answer. Sorry. I hope this concludes. All right. Grantaraj Bhagavatam.